Gamers, gals, and my non-binary pals, do you want to be a billionaire who profits off of Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, today I come to you with the #1 solution in how to do so with today's Smarter with Stevie, the #1 way to make money from Yu-Gi-Oh! Catch these segments live at twitch.tv/StevieBlunder. Let's get started on the Sigma Male grind set. What are my credentials? Well, I actually had a source to back up this presentation, fortunately. This video was brought to you by BrIan Chen. So BrIan Chen, if you guys don't know, he won a YCS that one time, which is very, very funny. Shout outs to Sky Striker. BrIan Chen, full-time vendor and semi-professional player. He knows a ton of the ins and outs of the Yu-Gi-Oh economy, and a lot of this video would not be possible without his input. So keep that in mind. I'm still waiting to get paid. BrIan, give me my fucking money. I gave you so many cards. Give me my fucking money, bitch. Yuchi Hungary on Dueling Book, Instagram, whatever. Check him out. In a perfect theoretical universe, what is the best way to make money in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, you could win every single event possible, like a YCS and Nationals, whatever, or you become a vendor. So would you rather be a pro player or a vendor? And the #1 answer to this question, without a single doubt in my mind, is to become a vendor. In every scenario, you always become a vendor. If you're trying to genuinely make real money / a living off of Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to become a vendor. What about event wins? Surely, if I just win every single event, I could sell the prize cards and my deck of it over and over and over again, right? Let's say that we win every locals ever for a box. Let's say we're going to 2 locals a week. The box, if we're being extremely generous, again, not every local is going to give you a whole ass box, but let's say the box is worth $90. Again, that's pretty generous. If you win every YCS or Nationals ever, and you get like a $2,000 prize card, you're already in the negatives when it comes to travel and accommodations. At best, you're going to be a little bit up, but it's just not reasonably possible. If you farm Starlight Sheets, one of the big things that people kind of fail to grasp about collectibles is the monetary liquidity of it. So for example, let's say I have a Starlight Sheet and I'm going to sell it to Dyer. I sell it to Dyer for like $15,000. I tell her it's a one-of-a-kind Starlight Sheet. It's only going to appreciate in value. It's extremely rare, and Dyer buys it. And then Dyer goes to MBT, and she tries to sell it to him for $50,000. Like, Dyer pairs the same arguments. She's like, this is a very valuable item. It's very rare. It can only appreciate in value. At a certain point, you kind of just keep repeating that process over and over and over, that even if you are 100% correct in your arguments, at a certain point, they're going to be like, yeah, there's just no reasonable way that I would be willing to spend like X amount of money on anything. Like, that's just not a thing that people are gonna do. Is the Facebook group full of degens? Yeah, it's full of degens, but those degens are fucking lowballing 99% of the time. Motherfuckers will see a playset of Product Prosperities and be like, oh, I can do 30s each. It's gonna go down, bro, Lamau. So, how do vendors make money? The vast majority of their income comes from online sales. Most majority of TCG player, eBay, whatever. This is basically where every single vendor makes the vast bulk of their money. Additionally, buying bulk or collections is a great way to basically come up hugely plus in regards to picking up a ton of product for an extremely cheap price. If any of you have ever sold like a collection before, you will know that you basically fucking scammed yourself. just straight up. It is much easier if you're buying a wholesale collection to pay pennies on the dollar. And as a result, even though you may have lost like a good chunk of cash, you have now just an extremely high amount of cardboard that you got for reasonably cheap. You have to be very, very lucky to get 70% on like a bulk sell. The average rate for like selling a whole ass collection is like 55 to like 65%. It is not good. Like, they're gonna look at your entire collection, they're gonna put every card that's worth $5 or more in one pile, and they're gonna count every single card that it's worth less than $5 and say, this is free now. This is free. And they're gonna take all the cards that are worth $5 or more, and they're gonna slash it by 65%, maybe 70 if they like you, but probably 60 to 65%. It is very, very rough to get like a good deal if you're selling a collection, unless you plan to 100% quit the game forever. Anyways, the profits you can make from vending are actually pretty good when you consider that most small businesses cap out at about 10% and average about 2 to 5 in regards to profit margins. That's really fucking good. It's not all fun and games though, unfortunately. It is very easy to lose money while vending, being that it's borderline investing, or in this case, gambling. Most serious vendors carry about $40,000 to $50,000 worth of product of singles throughout their entire inventory. We're talking about like literally everything they own. About 15% of this you will never be able to sell, which is really, really bad. Basically, you just have like this sunk cost that's just constantly reminding you how you're in debt or neg. Additionally, it's very, very expensive to upkeep. Vending isn't free. You have to spend a lot of money on stamps. You have to spend a lot of money on tracking. You have to spend a lot of money on envelopes. It's a lot of work. Taxes. Guess what, buddy? Gotta pay taxes. It is so cringy crongimus, the amount of taxes that they make you pay. Just don't pay. True. Biden still owes me like $12,000. Pay up. Additionally, you can get burned in a whole number of ways. Again, buying whole collections or products can go wrong. Like sometimes the card quality of the cards that you buy is just really, really bad. Sometimes things get reprinted way too quickly. Usually about 25% of all of your major purchases can go south. This doesn't really apply to small scale purchases since most of the product that you're buying has an extremely high turnover rate. Like you're selling that like almost immediately as soon as you get it. Additionally, most product is pretty easy to move only if it's new or very, very hot right now. One of the best examples I could give is Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome and Maximum Gold, when it first came out, was fucking like, nobody cared. Everyone thought it was like a 50-cent card. Nobody wanted to buy Toads, that sort of deal. Then people figured out that, oh shit, you can play this in Sprite. And then Toad went from like a $1 card in Maximum Gold to like a $22 card. And that card was just flying off the shelves. But that can just show the dichotomy of a card that is extremely difficult to sell versus a card that is always immediately or has like a buyer audience. Again, most cards kind of fall under the first category where nobody kind of wants, just like nobody wants to buy it because like they just don't care about it. Triple Tactics Talent. That's a card that for the majority of its lifespan hasn't really had a ton of demand for it. Like it's been like a pretty good card, just like nobody's been like, I need Triple Tactics Talents until as of late, where Tactics is a great board breaking tool. But otherwise, like a lot of your cards in your collection, just kind of not very liquid. Let's wrap up for the seminar. Vending is the best way to make money in Yu-Gi-Oh, bar none. You could farm Starlight Sheets all you want. You could farm as many whatevers as you want, but realistically, the most efficient, effective, and consistent way to make money in Yu-Gi-Oh is to become a vendor. That's just kind of the facts of life. There are serious profits if you do want to work in this industry, but there are serious costs as well. Again, profit margins may be 10 to 20%, but your operating costs are basically like 40 to 50% of your income. It's crazy. Be sure to check out these segments live on twitch.tv/TVButter. And yeah, again, special thanks to BrIan Chen, Yuchi Hongroy for the insight and personal excerpts. Very based, very cool. And yeah, it's gonna be it. See ya.